Opposition fighters in Syria are pushing forward against government forces. Their surprise offensive has reignited a conflict that has dragged on for 13 years. The big question, why now? The opposition fighters say they wanted to stop a renewed aerial campaign by the Syrian military and its allies. But some experts believe the core reason was the rebels' desire to break the deadlock in a long-running conflict.
The primary driver is the group that itself has led the offensive, Tahrir al-Sham, led by Abu Muhammad al-Jawlani. I think he wanted to just shake up the status quo, to have the insurgency taken more seriously again on the international stage, but also other concerns like overcrowding in insurgent-held territories, overcrowding of IDPs.
And the front lines of the conflict largely froze until last week. That is when rebels led by Hayat Tahrir al-Sham, or HTS, stunned the region by marching into Syria's second-largest city, Aleppo, where they encountered almost no resistance. The success of the recent rebel advance may also tell us something about the timing of it. While the conflict was paused, rebels had time to rebuild their forces, recruit new fighters, and develop better military capabilities, from using drone technology to deploying special forces units. By contrast, the Syrian army counts on demoralized and badly paid soldiers who endure long stretches of tough military service. But to fully understand the timing of the offensive, we also need to look closely at Turkey. While the Turkish government has not confirmed its involvement, the latest offensive comes after Ankara expressed frustration over al-Assad's repeated refusal to negotiate at the end of the war. The Turkish president has a lot to gain from a peace deal. Firstly, he has made a pledge to the electorate to send back 3.5 million Syrian refugees. He also wants to establish a buffer zone that will push the Syrian Democratic Forces, led mostly by Kurdish fighters, away from Turkey's border. But President al-Assad has failed to embrace the Turkish president's overtures.
The Turkish government felt frustrated about this lack of progress on the normalization, and I think maybe they've been hoping that through this offensive, or through some kind of offensive, that it would put more pressure on the Syrian government to consider entering more seriously into negotiations and dialogue with the opposition and Turkey itself.
The question now is, can al-Assad keep rebuffing a deal with Turkey? More importantly, perhaps, can he still count on the full backing of his allies? Hezbollah, which had sent thousands of fighters a decade ago, has been weakened by the killing of most of its senior leadership during a year of war with Israel. And for Iran, it's now trying to boost ties with the West to lift sanctions rather than getting more entangled in a regional conflict. And Russia, while still providing air support, is focused on its war with Ukraine. There is little doubt that Syrian rebel commanders looked at this range of internal and external pressures on the Syrian government, and that will have informed their decision to seize the momentum and strike now.